Hello, Ranger Al here. I've been away for a while, but I'm back now. A lot of people have been asking me about what is the Bitcoin, Ranger Al, and I didn't really know, but I like to educate and inform, so I set out to try to find out, is this Bitcoin thing? And here's what I found out so far. First of all, it's invisible. You can't see it, touch it, smell it. It's invisible. And when you see a picture of this coin, that's what somebody imagined it might look like if it wasn't invisible. But it's kind of like you're in the desert and you see a palm tree and it's not really there. So neither is that Bitcoin. So the other thing they claimed about this Bitcoin thing is that it's rare. There's only 21 million of them made, or going to be made. I guess that's rare. So they started selling these things like crazy, and everybody wanted one before they ran out. So the price went from like nothing to $20,000. And once it got up about there, I guess the people making Bitcoin got worried that they might run out. And the next thing you knew, it was forking. And it's like, what the hell is a fork? Well, a fork is kind of like when you were studying that single cell in science, and all of a sudden it divided and there were two of the suckers. Well, that's a fork. And then there were four of the suckers. Well, that's the forking. So apparently this Bitcoin can fork as many times as it wants, and the fork can fork. It doesn't really sound rare to me. It sounds like infinity. And so when it forked, instead of calling it Bitcoin Junior, they called it Bitcoin Cash. That wasn't very popular with the original Bitcoin owners, so they haven't forked themselves anymore. So the next thing you hear about this thing is she's secure. She's secure. So in order to get this Bitcoin, you get a 34-digit code, which is mixed up of letters and numbers and capitals and everything else. And that's the only way you can retrieve your Bitcoin, is you got to have this password that's 34 digits. And your invisible Bitcoin is stored in cyberspace, which is another invisible thing. So nobody can guess 34 digits, or we didn't think they could. And somebody apparently has. Anyway, if you lose your 34 digits, there is no lost and found for Bitcoin. See, you lose your code, and that Bitcoin is cyberspace, I guess, is a pretty big place, and you can't find it again. And there's no box you can check off saying, like, I forgot my password. Like, it's gone. And so far, millions of them have been lost, never to be found again. So you should really memorize your 34-digit code so that you don't lose it, or your computer doesn't go poof where you stored it and it's gone. The problem with that is, like, I couldn't remember my password when my password was password, let alone 34 digits of letters and numbers and jumble. So then it turns out that the largest theft in the history of the world was $539 million of Bitcoin stolen from some place called Coinbase, which is an exchange. And you're kind of thinking, well, that doesn't really sound that secure to me if that's the biggest heist in history. And then you look into it a little further, and it's not the first one. There's been several times, many millions of dollars of these secure Bitcoins have been stolen. And apparently they're stolen by a mouse. It's not like the old days where you needed a tractor trailer and guns and everything else. This mouse steals these Bitcoins from cyberspace. And because they're invisible, nobody's ever been able to find them because they're invisible. So once they're stolen, you can't track them. You can't find, they're gone. Nobody knows where they go. They just left. The other thing is, it takes a lot of electricity to make a Bitcoin. I'm going to have to stop this video because I can only upload 5 minutes at a time when we're pushing 5 minutes. So I'm sorry I couldn't continue this, but it's been nice talking to you again, and we'll see you soon. Bye.